over here. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's better. Nice and moody. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. How y'all doing? Oh my goodness. Have a cozy little time by the fire. Hey, I got the alerts set up on the screen, so I'm sorry if I missed any. Oh my goodness. That meter up there is for the current Trans Lifeline marathon that's been going on for a couple days now. We're just raiding into each other. So Rami was our previous one. And I'm going to be raiding into Zoomy afterwards. But we got 3 hours for some spoops. So I thought I would read. So warm by the fire. Oh, thank you. It is quite cozy here. It is nice and warm. Zixki, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Heck. It's supposed to play a little noise there too. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe it did. And I just didn't hear it. Maybe that's what happened. Hang on a sec. Let me fix this. It's not like I know what I'm doing or anything. It's not like I should know what I'm doing here. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm so glad Cryptid. My goodness. Subtle little noise thing. Okay, I can turn it up just a bit. And I set it up so that I can hear it. Okay. Oh, fire. Alright, well, being attacked by my cat has completely thrown me off balance. But that's okay. Gonna be a good one. Alright, so. Stop me if you've heard this one. But tonight, I have a tale of terror.
We can't let Rocky in.
I have a spooky story for all of you boils and ghouls and zombinaries that will chill your bones and tingle your spines. And it's called Sonic.exe. Yeah. I heard there was a Tales from the Crypt happening. Basically. I heard it. No! Oh my goodness. Alright. How do I read the messages from the donations? I don't know if I can.
Tales from the encrypted executable, more like it.
How is that pronounced? Exe? Exe? E-X-E? Scared that one day I'll come into the stream and you'll be reading one of my fanfics from when I was 14. The thing is, I don't think bad writing is anything to be embarrassed about. I, for one, fucking love it. It's my favorite. I adore it. There's something really honest about it, you know? Alright. There is one thing that I want to do really quick just before we start. And that's to figure out how to open Did Steph give us a link for this? No. Don't think so. There's the Tiltify page. Okay, here's the overlay. What I'll do is I'll just set that to that, and that to that, and that's good. Okay. Handstands, thank you for the 621. Sixky, thank you for the 1949. And Anonymous, thank you so much for the $10. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. I got it. All right. I figured it out now. Alrighty. Dear God, would it be in the tread? Yeah, I can understand that. My goodness. Aww. Hey, Matt. How's it going? They're too well buried on fanfiction.net. Fanfiction.net is unfortunate as a resource because they are terrible for preservation. They constantly go through and just delete what they consider to be bad fanfics all the time. It fucking sucks. It's terrible. I hate them. Fanfic.net is like the worst. I don't like AO3 much either because their tagging system is awful and Byzantine and I don't understand it.
Om Nomamoose.
Om nomen. Do not eat a moose. They're better about not deleting things, but their tag system is so bad. It's terrible. It's the worst system except all the other ones? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely yes. Anyway.
From the crowd, how terrible is it?
Take AO3, please. Sonic.encrypted execution file. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics. I don't think I've ever played glitchy or hacked games before, though I don't think I want to play any after the experience I had. Everyone's a Sonic fan. Some of them just don't know it yet. Everyone is a Sonic fan. The newer games? When was this written? I think, let me see. September 2013. So newer Sonic games would be Unleashed. Yeah, Mania wasn't out yet. So I'm guessing they're talking about...
There are 2.2 Sonic characters for every person on Earth, so, statistically speaking, it's impossible not to be a Sonic fan.
So true. That's just math. Do the math. Generations may have been out. Possibly. It started on a dark and stormy night. I'm sorry? I read that wrong? Let me try it to take that line again. It started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I called it. I like how you get to explore the towns in it, parenthetically. Until I noticed, out of my peripheral vision, that the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox as usual and left. Do you want to point out? Peripheral vision is redundant in this circumstance. You want to use the word periphery here. Do that. It's a lot easier. Or, if you want to be poetic, out of the corner of my eye. I paused my game to go and see what I got in the mail. The only thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers and a note. I took it inside. I don't think the U.S. Postal Service would deliver like a jewel case CD and a note. I think you probably have to put that in a box. I don't know if that's proper postage. I looked at the note first and realized it was from my dear friend Kyle. Let's just call him that. I'm confused about let's call him that because, like, are we protecting Kyle's anonymity here? Or is his name Kyle and we're also just calling him that? That's confusing to me. It gets even more confusing later. Kyle, aka Kyle, yeah. Let's just put a pin in let's just call him that, because I do want to talk about that again later. Fucking Kyle. This piece of shit keeps sending me haunted video games. I swear to God. Let's just call him Kyle, the thing his parents call him. My dear friend Kyle, let's just call him that, whom I hadn't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting, though what was weird was how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry. Oh, I just know all my friends' handwriting. I mean, that's obviously. This is what he wrote. You didn't know that from the name on the envelope? There was no envelope. It was just a note and a CD jewel case. Zixky, thank you for the 1479. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Heckin' nice of you. Where was I? Okay. My brain is putting this as happening to Liz. Oh my goodness. He recognized the handwriting, but it didn't look like his handwriting. No, it was like scratchy. Looked like it was done in a hurry. This is what he wrote. Tom, I can't take it anymore. I just had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late, and I was hoping you'd do it for me. Instead of the garbage? I guess. Okay. I can't do it. He's after me, and if you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. It's like he's the fastest thing alive. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. We all know that garbage can't kill Sonic. Sonic's been putting out nothing but garbage for decades. And it hasn't killed him yet. Oh my god. I've been thinking about why so many people on the left are into speed running. Anonymous, thank you for the $10. Oh my goodness. I love that he had time to take this CD and put it in a case and write this note and then post it in the mail instead of breaking the CD and throwing it away.
Handing the jewel case to my mailman.
You know?
Please send this to hell. Wait, what do you mean I can only send it to a dear friend unless I go get a real mailer and stamp?
Exactly. He's too fast for me. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc and you'll destroy him, but do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it, please. Signed, Kyle. Pop that CD in a microwave. It'll be unusable in like 30 seconds max. It's like Gremlins, yeah. Just pop one in the microwave. No problem. Well, that was certainly weird. Kyle signed it with his real name. Let's just call him that. We're just calling him that. Yours sincerely, quote unquote Kyle. Even though Kyle is my best friend and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks, I didn't do what he asked me. Oh, you fool. I didn't think that a simple gaming disc would do anything bad to him. After all, it's just a game, right? Boy, was I wrong about that. Bum, bum, bum. Anyway. Okay, my favorite part of bad writing, my favorite part about like fan fiction or creepypasta is when you're telling a narrative, you're telling like a story, right? And you start a sentence with anyway, comma. It's my favorite thing. Try to avoid that. Unless it's in dialogue, maybe try to avoid that. Just a tip. Anyway, I looked at the disc, and it looks like any ordinary computer CDR disc. I mean, yeah, obviously.
Anyways, so I started blasting.
What would... Did he expect the disc to look haunted or something? Like it was splattered with blood. It was a disc oozing black liquid or something. I don't know. Of course, it looks like an ordinary computer CDR disc. You can't really tell if it's haunted or not until you see what's on it. Obviously. Except it had black marker on it written Sonic. Dot .exe. And it was much unlike Kyle's handwriting.
Come, you fool, you unleashed Sonic.
He was playing Sonic Unleashed and then he unleashed Sonic. You fool. Meaning that he must have gotten it from someone else, like a pawn shop or eBay. When I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was actually excited and wanted to play it since I'm a big Sonic fan. I went up to my room and turned on my computer and put the disc in and installed the game. Yeah, that's how you do it, thanks. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that it was the first Sonic game. And I was like, awesome! Because like I said earlier, I like the classics. Oh my goodness. He was excited, big and round. You have to run it out of Temple OS. Jesus. What if they applied that coating Kojima wanted on the Snatcher disc that would make it smell like blood? I still think that's a cool idea.
I installed the game, but then I had to update my driver's horror sting.
It said no 3D accelerator card detected. Bum bum bum. Also, they released a couple Sonic games for PC. I think Sonic 3 and CD both got PC releases. I don't know if any of the other ones did. I mean, in terms of the classics, obviously. The Sonic CD one was interesting because it also came with like icons and a screensaver. And that's cute. I like when that happened. That was fun. Blast 3D did? Interesting. 1 through 3 on Epic. They later got releases as well, yeah. But I think 3 and CD got releases back in like the 90s. The first thing I noticed that was out of place was when I pressed start, there was a split second when I saw the title image turned into something much different. Something that I now consider horrifying before cutting to black. I remember what the image looked like in that split second before the game cut to black, as I said before. The sky had darkened. The title emblem was rusted and ruined. The Sega 1991 copyright was now instead Sega 666. And the water had turned red, like blood, except it looked hyper-realistic. Oh, fuck. I'm amazed he could read that and take in the rest of the image in that split second. That's cool. He's got a photographic memory. He hasn't mentioned it before. Hi, Dragon. You dead. Yeah, you did. But for charity, though. But the freakiest thing that was in that split-second frame was Sonic. His eyes were pitch black and bleeding, with two glowing red dots staring right at me. It's in all caps. It says right at me. And his smile had stretched wider up to the edge of his face. Isn't Sonic on the start screen for Sonic 1 always staring right at you? Dun dun dun. I think he's always staring right at you. That's pretty common. I was rather disturbed about that image when I saw it, although I figured that was just a glitch and forgot about it. I remember it so vividly I could describe it in detail, but also I forgot about it, and it was probably a glitch. Mm-hmm. What?
And then Sonic kissed me on the mouth and whispered, "I video love games."
Oh my god. Sonic and the ghost were making babies in the closet, and then the baby looked at me. Just a glitch, and nothing more. Quoth the hedgehog. Nevermore. After it cut to black, it stayed like that for about 10 seconds or so. 5, 6. And then another weird thing happened. The save file select from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up. And I was like, WTF? What's this doing in the first Sonic game? Anyway. He did it again. WTF. My game glitched, and this weird guy called Leshy started playing a card game with me, and it was honestly pretty cool. Anyway, then I noticed something off. The background was the dark, cloudy sky of the Bad Stardust Speedway level from Sonic CD. Oh, from the bad future? Okay. Alright, I get it. Okay. And there were only 3 save files. The music was that creepy Caverns of Winter music from Earthbound. Only it was extended and seems to have been in reverse. I, too, can identify old NES game music when played in reverse. So are we thinking this guy just got like a ROM hack? He's just terrified that someone gave him a ROM hack. Because that's the only way I could think of where Earthbound music is going to show up in a Sonic game, right? Is that the conceit here? With an installer? Sure, weirder things have happened. Why not? Children did not know what ROM hacks were back then. It was 2013. Oh my goodness. And the image for the save file where you see a preview of the level you're on is just red static for all 3 files. That's what it looks like when it's an empty save file, doesn't it? When it's an empty save file, doesn't it have static in Sonic 3? I don't remember. It's been a while. It says Sonic on the disc. Hi, Snowy, how are you? We had all been using completely legal Nintendo DS cartridges, of course. Yeah. What freaked me out more was the character select. It showed only Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Mario. No, I'm kidding. Dr. Robotnik. Now I was sure that something was up. I mean, how can you play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game? For crying out loud. Mario would have been one hell of a twist, yeah? Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik? Oh my god. That's when I realized that this wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game. It was a ROM hack. Okay. Yeah. It's me. Hey, Snark Exchange, how you doing? ROM hack jump scare. This game has been hacksored. Yeah, it definitely looked hacked. It was really creepy. But as a smart gamer, I wasn't scared. Parenthetically, or at least I tried not to be. I told myself that it was just a hacked game, and there's nothing wrong with that. Anyways, shaking off the creeped out feeling, I picked I can't. Now I'm just imagining this being played by Birdly. As a smart gamer. Hashtag God Gamer. I wasn't scared. So the thing the thing that's funny about this to me is like what has he been creeped out by so far? Birdly would 100% accidentally download Sonic.exe. Oh, absolutely, yes. Like I said, I love the classics. Oh my god. That's when I realized this wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game. So, okay. So there's a flash of a scary Sonic face in the beginning, and then it goes to the file select where Earthbound music is playing backwards, and the playable characters are Tails, Knuckles, and Dr. Robotnik. And he's like, oh, I'm trying not to be scared about this. Oh, God. Anyways, shaking off the creeped out feeling, I picked file 1 and chose Tails. And when I selected and got started... Wait, what? Anyways, shaking off the creeped out feeling... Missing a comma there. I picked file 1 and chose Tails, and when I selected and got started... Okay, perfect. Nailed it. The game froze for about 5 seconds. And I heard a creepy, pixelated laugh. You know what? Just moving right on. That sounded an awful lot like that Kefka guy from Final Fantasy before cutting to black. I think he means MIDI, but like... the laugh is all pixels. That Kefka guy. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? The screen stayed black for about 10 seconds or more. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Then it showed the typical level title thing. It's the title card, you can call it that. Except the simplistic shapes were different shades of red, and the text showed only Hill, Act 1. Now I'm picturing Hank Hill, yeah. Hank Hill, Act 1. Silent Hill Zone. Yeah, let's go. The screen faded in, and the level title vanished, revealing Tails in the Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1. The music was different, though. Let me guess. It's playing backwards? Or is it in a minor key? I don't know. There's a lot of that shit on YouTube. It sounded like a peaceful melody in reverse. Oh, you surprised me. Anyway, the anyways are going to kill me. That's what's going to kill me. I started playing and had Tails start running like you would in any of the classic Sonic games. What was odd was that as Tails was running along the level, there was nothing but flat ground and a few trees for 5 minutes. Let me pull out my timer real quick. Also, how fucking boring would that be?
No.
No? 5 minutes is, like, longer than a whole Sonic level. Sonic levels have a 10-minute timer on them, and then they kill you. Just in case you get stuck. 5 minutes, like, most Sonic levels are like 3 minutes or less. Super Mario Maker level, I've seen some like that. Oh, maybe. I would have turned this shit off, yeah. That was when the peaceful music started to lower down into slow, deep tones, very slowly, as I kept going. It became slow, very slowly. I suddenly saw something, and I stopped to see what it was. Semicolon? It was one of the small animals lying dead on the ground, bleeding. That was when the music started to slow down. Someone must have recreated the story in an actual ROM hack. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I have not played them because I don't really have an interest, because I'm more interested in the writing than I am the content of the story. Tails had a shocked and saddened look on his face that I never saw him have before. I don't know how that's possible. Hang on. Hang on a sec. How... Alright. How is this gonna look shocked and saddened? How are you gonna take this and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna make a sprite where he's like shocked and sad? How you doing that? You gonna give him little eyebrows that are like, oh no. Give him a big frowny face, yeah. Hey Bandito, how are you? It's all in the eyebrows, yeah. And a little frowny face. So I had him move along, and he kept that worried look on his face.
Into the Sonic fanfiction, huh?
Hi, Johnny. As he kept moving, I saw more dead animals as Tails moved past them, looking more and more worried as the music lowers, and he moves past more dead animals, and looking more and more worried as the music lowers, and he moves past more dead animals, looking more and more worried as the... I'm sorry, I got stuck in a loop there. I was shocked to see how they all died. They look like somebody killed them in rather gruesome ways. Oh no. Really? No! Really, thank you for the gift sub to Pregnant Sonic Fan Artist. Appreciate it. What if really? Yes. And the pants were dead. Leave this place, zombie ghosts. Alright, here's some descriptions of dead animals. Just so you know, the next few seconds.
Marshall gifted a tier 1 sub to Reeling.
Nah.
They have given 554 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, Marshall. Oh my goodness. Just so you know, if you want to mute for 2 seconds, this is really quick. A squirrel was hanged on a tree by what appeared to be his entrails hanging out. A Banui had all 4 of his limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out and his throat slit. Again, I don't know how they're representing that with pixels, but okay. I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre, and apparently so did Tails. After a few more seconds, there were no more animals, and the music seems to have stopped. I still kept Tails to continue. Whatever that means. Yeah, I don't know. I'm convinced that making any form of Sonic fan material or art is an invocation to a Lovecraftian entity beyond the veil that spread all manner of chaos into your life. Yeah. Controlled chaos, even. I'm sorry, I think I pronounced that wrong. Thoristar, let me try that again. Making any form of Sonic fan material or art is an invocation by a Lovecraftian entity beyond the veil to spread all manner of Cheos into your life. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. That makes a ton of sense, actually. Yeah. After a minute passed, after the music stopped, is that two prepositions in a row? After a minute passed after the music stopped, Tails was running up a hill, and then he stopped. It wasn't until I saw why. Semicolon? I'm only halfway through the sentence, and I'm still struggling to parse it. Okay. After a minute passed, after the music stopped, comma, Tails was running up a hill and then he stopped, comma. It wasn't until I saw why, semicolon. Sonic was there on the other side of the screen with his back against Tails, with his eyes closed. Period. Wow. What an obstacle course of a sentence. The Flophouse did an episode on the Sonic 2 movie today. Ooh. Well, that sounds fun. Sonic 2, pretty fun movie. Kind of liked it. Sonic was there on the other side of the screen with his back against Tails, with his eyes closed. I think he means his back facing Tails, or like his back to Tails. But like against is weird. Oh no, Inky, I'm sorry. Tails looked happy to see Sonic, but then his smile faltered. It's a good use of the word faltered. You used it correctly. Way to go. Obviously noticing that Sonic wasn't responding to him, if not acting as if he was totally oblivious of Tails' presence. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic, and I noticed that I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make him move. So this had to have been a cutscene. I like... One, I like that he has a motion-controlled keyboard. Two... Did Sonic 1 have cutscenes like this? No. There is one cutscene at the very end. Sonic 3 has cutscenes for for the beginning and end of most stages. And this has the level select from Sonic 3, so I don't know. Like, if you were ROM hacking Sonic 3, you could make this happen, no problem. I don't know. What a smart gamer. Sonic chases Eggman. Yeah, and if you collect all the emeralds, Sonic does a jump at the screen and he puts his little finger up. Suddenly, I began to have a growing feel of dread as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. I felt that Tails was in danger and something bad was going to happen. 16-bit graphics? It had blast processing, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Like reading this. Kinda, yeah. Oh my goodness. Let me do one thing really quick. I do have to check something. Exactly 1 unit of feel, yes. Correct. 1, 2, Yes. Okay. The totally real and not just a buzzword blast processing. I believe. I still believe. Oh my goodness. Z-Bart, thank you for the $25. Oh my goodness. Appreciate you. That puts us at like, oh my goodness. I can't believe the past couple days this marathon has raised like $18,000 for Trans Lifeline. That's so cool. And there's another day left. I heard faint static growing louder as Tails was but inches away from Sonic. And stopped and stuck his hand out to touch him. That's the static growing louder. That foreboding feeling in my gut was growing stronger, and I felt the urge to tell Tails to get away from Sonic as the static grew louder. Suddenly, in a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open, and they were black with those red glowing dots, just like that title image. Thought there wasn't a smile. Good. When that happened, the screen turned black and the static sound was off. Are they black or red? I think they're like black with red pupils. You know what it looks like? Hang on a sec. No, this... Yeah, there we go. Okay, if you want to know what Sonic's eyes look like Sonic.exe's eyes, they look like this. This is what Sonic.exe's eyes look like, because they're black with red pupils, right? So that's what they look like. Are you terrified? Are you quaking in your booties? Uh-huh. Snooping as usual, I see. Mac Eye, oh my goodness. Thank you for the $25. Oh gosh. When that happened, the screen turned black and the static sound was off. It stayed black for about 7 seconds, and then white text appeared, forming a message saying, "Hello. Do you want to play with me?" Alice Moonflower, thank you for the raid. Oh my goodness. How are y'all? Emote, we love streamer emote. How's it going? Well, this guy laughed like Kafka, you've lost all terror this guy would have. I mean, I don't know. Sonic.exe could still be scary. I just imagine he's voiced by Jaleel White, though. Whoa, hey! Do you want to play with me? Ah, how y'all doing tonight? Welcome to the campfire. We're reading some spooky stories. Some spine tinglers, some bone chillers. And we're raising money for Trans Lifeline. Yes, and we're reading Sonic.exe. The spooky story ends with Sonic.exe says, "That's no good." Ugh. Ugh. At this point, I was creeped out. I didn't want to continue with the game, but my curiosity got the better of me when I was taken to a different level, with the level title now saying, "Hide and Seek." I miss my wife, Tails. This time, I was in the Angel Island level from Sonic 3, and it looked like everything was on fire. Which I believe happens in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Or is that Mushroom Hill Zone? I think Mushroom Hill Zone is the one that gets started on fire. Yeah. Okay. Mott's Rules, thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers. How are you? No, it's Angel Island? Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. Tails looked as though he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made frantic gestures to me as if he wanted to get out of the area he was in as fast as possible. I was starting to get all freaked out by this. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall, trying to tell me to get him out of there. Oh my god. This is as horrifying as that time that if you don't touch the controller for long enough, Sonic starts tapping his foot and then looking at you, the player, and then tapping his watch. Like he wants to get out of there as fast as possible. Boltzmann, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. Appreciate you. That fourth wall's been obliterated. The Pac-Man game would break this writer. Oh, Pac-Man 2? Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. So I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could and made him run as fast as he could. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. The down arrow doesn't make you run. It makes you go... That makes you go down. That makes you crouch. Wait a minute. I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I... Okay. Get down. A pixelated version of that creepy theme when you meet Shadow at the Ark as Robotnik from Sonic Adventure 2 was playing. Wait a minute, what? Wait. When you meet Shadow at the Ark as Robotnik from SA2... Wait, what fucking song is that? Hang on a sec. No, I'm looking this up now. I'm looking it up. I need to know. I need to figure out what this one is. In SA2, right? Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2. Okay, no, not Shadow the Hedgehog. No. SA2. Theme of Eggman. No, it's not that one. Okay. Military Prison Warehouse? Okay. Sweebium, thank you for the $25. Oh my goodness. Okay. How about... This way out Prison Lane, maybe? Hang on. Let's try this. Taking a minute to load. Taking a long minute to load. It's not a spooky version of City Escape. Oh my god. True. Oh, I know why it's taking so long to load. I've ad blocked. No, not this one, right? This is a banger. I like those. It's Tails' prison music? Okay. Can I just look up all the cutscenes? I sure can. There we go. Sten, thank you so much for the $10. Oh my goodness. The creepy music when you meet Shadow. Prison Island inside the
Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Security breach at Gate 3. Intruder has been located in the north quadrant and is moving in the direction of the underground base. All units prepare to engage.
This is before the level? Okay. Is it after this one then? I think I found it.
Lot smaller than I expected. Enter user data. Enter password. Password is Maria. Maria. Now all I have to do is to place the Chaos Emerald into this console.
Okay, so this music? Okay. Spooky. The thing about this scary story is that I like when in order to get the scare, you got to do some research, you know? Stereotypical Southern Belle and romance novels. Fornea, thank you so much for helping me locate that. Where you meet Shadow in the arc as Robotnik from SA2 was playing as I made Tails trek through the desolate forest, trying to help him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. I do not, Gazzy. Especially not the Sonic Adventure games. I've played through SA2 like once. I thought it was alright. Suddenly I heard that creepy laugh again. That awful Kafka laugh. Whoop, 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 whoop. Right after 10 seconds have passed, as I helped Tails run through the forest. And then I started seeing... These sentences are really a struggle here. Right after 10 seconds have passed as I helped Tails run through the forest. What is the as doing there? And then I started... Then? What is then? I started seeing flashes of Sonic popping everywhere on the screen, again with those black and red eyes. This author had been traumatized by Kefka. I like when you're reading a story like this and you can understand exactly what they were playing. And it's like Earthbound, Sonic Adventure, Sonic 3, and Final Fantasy 6. You know? The music changed to that suspenseful drowning jingle as I see Sonic behind Tails, slowly gaining up on him, flying! It's in all caps. Sonic wasn't running, he was actually flying! The flying pose his sprite was making looked very similar to Metal Sonic's flying pose in Sonic CD. Except it was just Sonic, and he had the black and red eyes again. Comma, only, end of paragraph. This time, he had the most deranged looking grin on his face. Sonic can't do that. He looked as though he was enjoying the torment he was giving the poor little fox as he gained up on him. Suddenly, when Tails tripped, parenthetically, another cutscene. Why is that? Why hasn't this whole thing been a cutscene? No, he pushed down on his keyboard, his arrow key to run. Okay. The music stopped and Sonic vanished. Tails laid there and started crying for 15 seconds. The scene was rather upsetting to watch, and I kind of teared up myself. But then, Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked up in horror. What does the fox say? Blood started to come down those blackened eyes of Sonic's as a grin slowly grew from his face. Oh, like out of it? Oh no. As he looked down at the horrified fox, I could do nothing but watch. Chaos reign. No, that's what the fox says. Just a split second. Just in a split second, Sonic lunged at Tails right before the screen went black. There was a loud screeching noise that only lasted 5 seconds. Only. The text returned, only this time it said, "Whoa, you're too slow. Want to try again?" And then that god-awful laugh came with it. I was so shocked by what had happened. Did Sonic murder Tails? No. No, he couldn't have. He and Tails are supposed to be best friends, right? Why did Sonic do that to him? He's so confused. Oh, is this the Kefka laugh? Excellent, thank you. And it's got an ad on it. Why is my ad blocker not stopping YouTube ads right now? Oh my god. Alright, I will keep this Kefka laugh in my back pocket here then, thank you. Yeah, he's really going for it. Horrifying. I shook the shock off as I was brought back to the character select. The save file that had tails was different. You can feel the pixelation in it, yeah.
This is hearing someone butchering their own story by misusing horror tropes.
I find it neat that, like, I think this was probably inspired by Ben Drowned. I think this came out after Ben Drowned did. Where it's somebody who doesn't really have the ability to make a machinima, you know? But they're writing because, like, oh, wouldn't it be scary if this thing I'm writing happened? But they don't really have the ability to make the writing of it scary. It's like the imagery is supposed to be the scary thing. But it doesn't, like, you don't get that in the writing. It's why, like, adapting horror books is very difficult, because into movies and vice versa, is because, like, making scary writing is very different than making scary images. There's not a lot of, like, yeah. Unfiction if it had visuals and sound. Yeah, something like that. Like, they clearly have a plan for what music would be playing where and what sound effects are happening and stuff like that, but, like, but if you just write it out like this, it's not doing the scary. It's just like, no. It's coded as scary. Like, you're supposed to look at it and pick up all the details and be like, oh yeah, I'm imagining it in my mind's eye, and if I was watching this, that would be terrifying. I guess. You know, to like a 12-year-old. 10 hours of silence occasionally broken by Kefka's slap. Oh, that'd be great. See here? Oh my goodness. See here, thank you so much for the $500. Oh my god. Thank you. Wow.
I say this for chat. Holy shit.
Agreed. Jeez. Thank you so much. It is a surprising amount to see there. Gosh. Spoony, how are you? My goodness. One can buy a PS5. No. That's not my money. That's for Trans Lifeline. How's it going tonight, Raiders? It's great to see you. Spoony, please tell me I'm already following you. I have to be. It's heckin' good to see y'all. Oh my goodness. The authors made a sequel to this. I did see that. I did see that there is a Sonic.exe round 2. And if I have time, I'll read some of that too. Actually, I better get a move on if we're going to get to that one. It's already been an hour. Welcome on in. We're reading some spooky stories and raising money for Trans Lifeline, which is an excellent cause. Tomorrow is Trans Day of Visibility, so there has been a marathon going on in the whole lead up to it. Oh my goodness, a bun. Where? Readers beware, you're in for a, well, not a scare exactly, but like something sort of like it, I guess. Good evening, boils, ghouls, and zombinaries. was terrible? I'm sorry. Prepare to have your spine chilled and your bone. and your... No. God damn it, I messed it up. Beans Creates, thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers. I like some binaries. Prepare to have your bones chilled and your spine tingled. Yeah, that's it. Something like that. By the old Sonic Dot encrypted execution file. I shook the shock off as I was brought back to the character select. The save file that had Tails was different.
Blaster.
Bad and naughty chat gets put in the pear wiggler. Tails was no longer in the box itself, but in the TV screen itself, which was flickering with that red static, comma. Tails' expression scared me, comma. His eyes were black and bleeding, comma. His orange fur had gone black, and he had an expression of anguish on his face, comma. Trying to ignore it, I picked Knuckles next. Huh. I'll have to shake the shock. The pear wiggler? Have y'all not seen the pear wiggler? Let me... Alright. It's this one. Is this not animated? There it is.
Spooky Bun. Good. Let Bun be spooky.
Spooky. Okay, this one. I was referencing this one. The bad and naughty children get put in the pear wiggler to atone for their crimes. Of course. Amworm, thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers. It's become 9-inch Tails. I love 9-inch Tails. That was so me in high school. In high school, I was 9-inch Tails. I was wearing the trip pants. I had a fox fursona. Called myself a kitsune. It was terrible. Trying to ignore it, I picked Knuckles next. The laugh came again. This one. And the screen cut to black again and stayed there for another 10 seconds.
Damn Bun. If you want to bruise me pears, at least take me to dinner. Also, the high school info isn't surprising.
Yeah, I know. Keep expecting you to sip that tea. No, it's way too hot. I'm waiting for it to cool off first. It'll be fine. It'll get there. Justice, thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers. How are you? This time the level said, you can't run. Stream keeps freezing on me? Bitrate looks solid. Might need a refresh. I was really freaked out by now. I couldn't really tell if this was a glitch or a hack or some kind of sick, twisted joke or anything, really. But despite my fear of what happened next, I kept playing. Hey, T-Exists, how you doing? Enjoy your lurk. Can't run in a Sonic game? True horror. That's happened before. You ever play Sonic Labyrinth for the Game Gear? That's the one where Robotnik tricks Sonic into putting on a pair of shoes that make it so he can't run anymore, and then he has to play golf. Oh my god, is that a bun? It's me. The next level looked much different. It had the ground of the scrap brain zone, but the sky background looked like the main menu. It had the dark reddish cloudy sky from the Bad Future and Stardust Speedway from Sonic CD. But it was the music that creeped me out the most. It sounded like Gygas's theme after you beat Pokey in Earthbound. Okay. Again, like I said, it's less scary when you're describing like the horror imagery. Gygas? What is it? Gigas? I don't know. I've never heard it said out loud. Okay. Did Alan write this? No. If Alan wrote this, there would be a lot more like tortured metaphor going on. And I would enjoy that. This is a little bit too literal. It's the music is this thing from this thing. Bum Purple, thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers. How are you? I'm sorry, you're right, yes. I also noticed that Knuckles looked afraid, just like Tails did. Now that is impossible. Knuckles don't afraid of anything. If a problem showed up, Knuckles would punch it. He does not chuckle. Theory, a graveyard theory. A ghost tried to approach him. It got leery. He wouldn't let it get to him. He just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill to find my lost piece. Ah, Cynical, how are you doing? Oh my goodness. Welcome on in, Raiders. It's so good to see you today. Thank you so much for the raid. We're over here reading some spoopy stories and raising money for Trans Lifeline. Oh my goodness. Anonymous, thank you for the $100. Holy heck. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I know how to celebrate. Here you go.
You know me, the fighting
Freak Knuckles.
and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy. Graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back them up with the fist metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying, you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep down Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around.
No worries, Cynical. You have a great night. Thank you so much. What did I come back to? I was just saying Knuckles wouldn't afraid of anything. That's impossible. Oh my god, Anonymous, thank you for the $200. Oh my gosh. Thank you. That is so generous. Playing Knuckles right now.
I say this again from chat. Holy
Oh,
shit.
dang. It's true. Wow. Thank you. Gosh. Alright, where was I? Beat Pokey in Earthbound. I noticed that Knuckles looked afraid just like Tails did, though not as much. More, rather, he looked a little unnerved. He broke the fourth wall just like Tails, and looked as if he wasn't sure about going on. But I made him move anyway. He ran down the straight pathway in this dark level. And as he did, the screen started to flicker red static a couple times, and then that maddening laugh came again. Then, after a few seconds of running, I noticed several bloodstains on the metallic ground. I felt a growing sense of fear again, thinking something horrible is going to happen to Knuckles. He looked nauseated, walking down this blood-stained road, but I still kept him going. Suddenly, as Knuckles ran, Sonic appeared right in front of him with those black and red eyes, and then the red static appeared again. When the static vanished, showing nothing but black screen, with text saying, "Found you." I was now scared. Sonic found Knuckles already? What was going on? What is happening? Anyway, I found you, faker. You're the fake hedgehog around here. The anyways at the start of sentences are going to kill me. That's what's going to get me about this. Anyway, red static came again, and then I was back to the level. Knuckles looked like he was panicking, and Sonic was nowhere to be found. And this time, that high-pitched squealing from the Silent Hill 1's final boss was playing. From the Silent Hill 1's final boss. Of course. Yes. Correct. Anyway. I know the noise he's talking about. It's creepy, but like, yeah, it's kind of meant to be.
Anyway.
Was this some kind of boss battle with Sonic? I hope to God it wasn't, honestly. This author knows of 4 game franchises: Sonic, Earthbound, Final Fantasy, and Silent Hill. Yep. We're up to 4. Suddenly, Sonic appeared right behind Knuckles in what appeared to be pixelated black smoke. I made Knuckles turn and then punch Sonic. Hang on a sec. Just started playing Neo 2. Why does everything two-shot me? It's gonna do that. Block more. You want to block and dodge. Do you want to do both of those at the same time? You can dodge while blocking. Enemies will stun you, but the stun can be canceled by blocking. So if you're pressing the dodge button like repeatedly and an enemy hits you once, you won't be able to dodge out of the way of the second hit. But if you block, it'll cancel the animation, and then you can block the second hit and then dodge out of the way. So it takes a little getting used to. Are there other game franchises? But yeah, blocking is 100% damage reduction, and it's good to do. I know a lot of people who play Neo who were like, oh, I'm just going to dodge everything. And that's not viable, I want to say. Or rather, it's a lot more annoying. What is the button you push to make Knuckles punch? I don't think he can do that until, like, Sonic Adventure. That seems weird. Could he do that in Advance? I've never played those ones. It's the down button. Right. He should be able to punch? I mean, sure. He should. He is later, but like, yeah. Oh yeah, and his animation is he does a little shadow boxing. But like, yeah, okay. I made Knuckles turn and then punch Sonic, but Sonic vanished in black pixelated smoke before I could even land a hit. That terrible laugh went off again. Up, down, left, right, BA start. What is this, a Konami game? Sonic, that terrible laugh went off again. Then Sonic appeared behind Knuckles again, and I made him punch again, and Sonic vanished again, laughing. Knuckles was panicking even more, and I felt like I was going crazy. Sonic was practically playing with us. He was playing a sick, twisted little mind game with me and Knuckles. You always were a kidder, Sonic. Another cutscene played as Knuckled fell to his knees and clutched his head, sobbing. I felt his agony. Xavier, thank you for the $10, my fur and whiskers. I felt his agony. Sonic was actually driving us both crazy. Me and Knuckles, best buds. Who's Kyle? And then, in a split second, Sonic lunged at Knuckles, and the screen went black, with another distorted screeching noise that lasted for at least 3 seconds. Another text message appeared. So many souls to... Sorry, that's Sonic talking. Whoa, so many souls to play with. So little time. Would you agree? What the hell? Just what is going on? I started to think Sonic was actually trying to talk to me through the game, but I was too scared to think that. Okay. I don't understand. Sonic is a little birdly. I know, I'm sorry. I've got one voice. Can only do so much with it. I was brought back to the main menu, and this time the second file box had Knuckles in the TV screen. His red fur had darkened to a reddish gray. His dreadlocks were dripping with blood, and his eyes were black and bleeding too. And he had a look of sadness on his face. I began to think that those were the actual characters trapped in those TV screens on the save files, but I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. So I shut off the game and took a break. I took a nap and then wish I hadn't. Oh my goodness. Halibut Barn, thank you so much for the $100. Oh my goodness. Thank you. That is so generous of you. Oh my gosh. So I shut off the game and took a break. I took a nap. Wish I hadn't. Because then I began to have the most disturbing nightmare. Oh good, we get a dream sequence. Okay. I was in pitch black darkness, though I was under the light given off by a lamp that hung high above my head. I could hear the cries of Knuckles and Tails nearby. Knuckles is just going, oh no. They were saying stuff like, help us, and why did you give us to him? And, oh no. Run away before he gets you too. Their cries died out as I then heard Sonic laugh. His laugh. It sounded a lot like the distorted Kefka laugh. Yeah, we got it. You're a lot of fun to play with, kid. Just like your friend Kyle, though he didn't last long. I was scared and looking around for the source of the voice. Won't be long now until you join him and all my other friends. I saw him walking toward me, flickering in and out in several directions. Oh god, he's instant teleporting like in Dragon Ball. You can't run, kid. You're in my world now, just like the others. Wait a minute. Hi, Candy Candy. Welcome on in. Wait a minute. His world? We're in his world? Oh yeah, okay. Me too. Life is strong in this world. Life's an open book. Does not exist. The world's every step needs the rest. Okay. When he grabbed me, I saw his bleeding black and red-eyed grinning face. I woke up with a fright. After a couple of hours, I decided to continue playing the game. Took a nap, woke up, played some more video game. I don't know why, but I had to know. I had to figure out why this was happening. So I turned on the computer, turned on the game, and selected Robotnik next. I still thought that was wacky, playing as Robotnik. But anyway, the level title appeared... Oh, there you go. There's another anyway. Anyway, the level title appeared again, and this time it said... ... which I found really freaky. Nothing scarier than an ellipsis, you know? This time I was in some kind of hallway. Didn't really look like it was from any of the classic Sonic games, though it has the pixelated style. The floor was shiny and checkered. The walls were dark grayish purple with animated candlelight ''S and a few dark bloodstains here and there. And there was a dark red curtain hanging above on the top part of the screen. Black and white checkered with red curtains. Oh, so it's just like Mario 3. Ooh. Every 12 seconds or so, that red curtain sways very slowly. But whenever you're playing the game, you can barely see it move. Okay. That is spooky, though. Oh, it's terrifying. The music was oddly pleasant, a piano playing a rather sad yet peaceful song. But I knew better. This was the song that played in Hill, Act 1. Only it wasn't in reverse. Robotnik didn't look entirely nervous like Tails and Knuckles did, but he did have a suspicious look on his face, as if he was just a bit paranoid. He did a little animation when I just left him standing. He turns his head to the left and then to the right at least twice, and then shrugs at me, as if he has no idea where he was or what was going on. Even though I was scared out of my mind about what was going to happen, I had Robotnik continue onward. This mod's great. They made idle animations and everything. I know, right? What a cool ROM hack. He did his usual running animation, parenthetically. You know, when you've beaten him at the end of a classic Sonic game and you chase him. As we continued going through the hallway. Then I stop at a long flight of stairs leading downwards. Now I was nervous. Even Robotnik seemed unsure of himself, though I pressed onward. As I led Robotnik down the stairs, I noticed that the walls have gotten darker and more reddish. The red torches are now an eerie blue. Then we landed onto another hallway. This one was longer than the last one, or at least it felt like it. And then we headed down another flight of stairs down. This one was much longer. Took at least 1 full minute. This is the most boring game I've ever heard. Y'all know how Robotnik runs. Everyone's a Sonic game. Ooh, this game is padded to hell. It's a series of stairs and hallways. Oh my goodness. I'm not a Sonic fan. I'm just here to support and lurk. Oh, everybody's a Sonic fan. And then I heard that horrid Kefka laugh again. And the music slowly faded until it was quiet. As it did, the walls turned more dark red, and the torches were a black flame now. Okay. When Robotnik landed onto the third hallway, I noticed how he now looked really creeped out. Though he tried to hide it, I couldn't blame him. I was scared too. I heard no laugh? Oh, fine. There, I did the laugh. Suddenly, Sonic popped right in front of Robotnik, the same way he did Knuckles, and then red static. The red static lasted for about 15 seconds, and then it showed me a most unpleasant image. Someone who reads the IDW comics, Eggman would body Sonic hand to hand if it came down to it. Probably, yeah. The red static fades out and it's just meat spin. Oh no. It's one of those shitty creepypastas? You bet. The image showed a hyper-realistic of Sonic. Picture? Image? Screen. The image showed a hyper-realistic of Sonic standing in the darkness where you can only see his face while his head and torso faded into black. And when I say hyper-realistic with a hyphen in it, I mean he looked so real that you could actually see the lines in his blue fur, as if you could actually feel the fur if you touched the screen. His face. Oh God. He had the most horrifying smile I had ever seen.
The image showed a hyper-realistic image, like the first cast of the Sonic movie, and his real human-like feet and teeth.
Yeah, and you know what? That is the most unpleasant image I can imagine. Meow? That should probably be Quills. Hedgehogs don't really have fur, do they? It may be. He had the most horrifying smile I'd ever seen. And that's saying something, considering I saw that image at the start of the game. No, you don't understand. No. It's terrifying because it's even scarier to me than the previous thing in my story. It's an escalation. If the beginning of my story was like a 9 out of 10, this is like a 15. Okay? His eyes are wide and black, and once again crying blood, which also looked hyper-realistic. And there was 2 small glowing red dots in those black eyes, staring right at me! As if staring into my mind. His grin was wide and demonic. It literally stretched to the sides of his face, like a Cheshire cat, except Sonic had fangs. Very sharp fangs! Much like the werehog's teeth, except more vicious looking, somewhat yellowish, and from the look of it, he had stains of blood and small bits of flesh on his lips and fangs, as if he ate some animal. Bet the Cheshire Cat had fangs. Most cats do. I stared at that gruesome image for a good 30 seconds, never taking my eyes off it. I felt as if he was actually looking at me, smiling at me. That face. It just took 10 seconds for it to etch itself into my brain for good. But then I kept staring for another 20, for, just to be safe. Night Code, thank you so much for the follow. How are you? Then the screen flickered with red static again 3 times. And on the 3rd time, I heard the Kefka laugh. Except this time, it sounded distorted. Demonic, even. It went back to the image again, except this time, there was the text again. Although it was messed up. But it was pretty much one of the most horrifying things I had looked at since I had this game. pretty much one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen. And the text says, quote, I am God. It was when I read that message while looking at Sonic when it hit me. I realized right there and then, this Sonic was a monster. A pure, evil, sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demented monster. And all of his victims, including Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, and possibly Kyle, are just his little toys. And the game is the very gateway into his chaotic, nightmarish world, and the very hell his victims are trapped in. Who's Kyle? Let's just call him that. My favorite Sonic character, Kyle. Oh, let's just call him that. Suddenly, in an actual split second, I screamed as Sonic lunged at the screen, screeching loudly with his mouth wide open to an unnatural length, revealing nothing but a literally spiraling abyss of pure darkness before the red static came again. This time much louder and distorted, so loud that it hurt my ears. I yelled and grabbed my ears as the red static screeched, for a good 7 seconds. That was one sentence. From suddenly in an actual split second to 7 seconds, that was one sentence. Then it stopped and showed nothing but a black screen. As I sat there staring at the black screen, one last text came up.
You know what? Yeah. This does sound like something that would scare an 11 to 13-year-old and give them nightmares.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's around the age that I played Fatal Frame, though. I don't know. You have one new message. Ready for round 2, Tom? The Kefka laugh.
I can't stop thinking about it was the scariest thing I had ever seen. Which is saying something, since I saw the exact same thing before.
True. The Kefka laugh, now sounding more clear as if Sonic was right behind me, played again 3 times. I'm not doing that. As I looked at that text in shock and confusion. Then I got booted back to the main menu, and this time the third save file had a TV image of Robotnik in the same tormented state as Tails and Knuckles. Story said it, you have to... Oh, fine. There, you happy? Robotnik's skin turned dull gray, his mustache drooped and had blackened. His glasses broke and blood is coming from them. And he had a mere dead-like expression on his face. Moving on. I looked at Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik, and I cried a bit. I pitied them for the agony they're going through. They were forever trapped within the game, forever tormented by that horrid hedgehog, and always will be. Did Robotnik write this? I'll get that horrid hedgehog! Then the computer shut itself off. I couldn't turn it back on no matter what I did. I sat there for maybe 25 seconds, horrified by what had just happened. I mean, wouldn't they always be trapped in the game because they're video game characters? I would think. Maybe Kyle's in there, I don't know. I hate that hedgehog! Sonic is the very embodiment of evil. He tortures people who play his game in more ways than one. And then when he gets bored, he drags you into the game. Literally drags you to hell, where he can play with you, always, as his toy. Yeah, I've played Sonic 06. I got that impression. I can't get the game out of my computer. I think it's stuck in there. But at least I managed to turn it back on now. After I sat there for 25 seconds, I heard a voice right behind me, like a whisper. Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom. I turned around to see where the voice came from, and what I saw made me scream. Sitting on my bed, staring right at me, was a Sonic plushie, smiling with bloodstains under his eyes. The end. Not a plushie. No! So, hey, free plushie. Dang. So that's Sonic.exe. I hope you enjoyed it.
Play that game, get a free plushie? Sounds good to me.
This story's charming. This is so fun. Oh, no worries, Alucard. You have a good night, okay? What that'll go for on eBay? The days where the Tails doll was considered the scariest thing on the internet. Oh, God. Yeah. Might be where they got this from. Oh, Blood Whistle's so much worse than this. Blood Whistle's gotta be so much worse than this, right? That one's so much fun. Okay. So. It is longer though, yeah. Alright, we have an hour left. I do have a longer one to read. We're not going to finish it. Because, it's like 3 times as long as that last one. But I might as well get started. Is it just a joke and you've been reading so bad they're good pastas the whole time? Yes. I've just been reading Sonic.exe the whole time. Okay. Sonic.exe Round 2. What? No. Do that. There. When was this one written? That's a good question. It doesn't say on here. Never knew there was a sequel. There is a sequel. It's got 2 comments on it. One from 2023 that says mid pasta, but kind of adds more to the story. And Cam Carter Peanut Butter M&M's Kid 2019 in 2020 says, "This is so scary and creepy, 7 exclamation marks." So, I've critically acclaimed. Official sequel. Alright. Sonic.exe, Round 2 by JC the Hyena. It's been more than a year now, ever since the Sonic.exe murders began to happen. And the police department still doesn't know who's doing it or why it's happening. The first murders looked as though the killer did a sloppy job at it. But over time, the killings, or at least some of the guys back at the station thinks it's just killings, have gotten more elaborate. Bodies have been starting to look like the victims just dropped dead or there were disappearances. One thing is certain. All the victims seem to each have a burned or destroyed computer with some data from a game called Sonic.exe. None of us have found any connections or clues that could help us learn why all this is happening. Well, no, that's not true. There was one cop who may have uncovered more about the murders than we did. I think he ranted on FA about people moving his story to the troll pasta wikis and stuff. That's probably true. I think I've heard that before. The guy's name was Derek Green, a really good detective, mainly because he was always teamed up with his sister, Chelsea. I don't don't think that happens. I don't know if that's a good idea to do. I don't know if they put that they're just like, oh yeah, y'all are related, you get to be partners in the police precinct. I don't think it works that way. They were assigned to investigate the Sonic.exe murders. I should know because I was their boss at the time. They're both dead. This thing managed to pull multiple people and not a single person thought to break the disc? I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out. We're going to get some lore in here. Sometimes I wonder if I should have helped him. I don't know. Anyways, the boys have found Derek's diary when we investigated his apartment. He hasn't been in his home for weeks. The diary recorded all of what Derek found in his investigation. My God, did he write down a lot. One word, a lot. Especially after the chief of police took him off the case. And a lot, one word, of what he wrote down seems to connect a lot about what's going on with these murders. Allet. At least I hope he was on to something. Here is what Derek wrote. September 15th, 2011, 7:30 p.m. Keep in mind, this is like, okay, if you're going to frame this story, right? What you do is police detectives usually fill out a lot of paperwork, and usually carry around like maybe a little notebook, to make notes on, when they're doing stuff, right? It's the kind of thing that like you would sort of expect for that sort of thing. Hey, Noop, how you doing? But instead of making this like their notes, it's his diary. And also I just want to keep in mind that this is a police detective's diary. I guess that's all I wanted to bring up. Happy birthday to me. I got this diary as a gift from my sister, Chelsea. This will certainly come in handy when we both do another investigation. Oh, I forgot to tell you, diary. My name's Derek Green. I'm a detective. Wow, I'm not RLY good at this. Hopefully I'll get better as I write in this. Anyways, I'll let you know if anything else happens. XOXO Derek Green. For some reason, I feel like the diary of a police detective isn't really going to be talking to the diary. Isn't going to be like addressed to diary. Dear diary. Oh, you know he dots his I's with hearts. You know it. Oh my God. October 24th, 2011. Wow. Pretty interesting way to start off a case on Halloween. Our boss told us there's a stiff in one of the local suburbs, and he wants us to check it out. Wow. Been a while since me and Chelsea tackled a murder case. This might be interesting. We're in the truck right now, and we're heading for the house. Okay. Well, that's... Okay. Wow. Started 2 sentences with the word wow, and also is writing this on the way to a murder investigation. I'm driving. 2:30 p.m. Jesus. Whatever happened in this house, I was not expecting. The victim looked like something ripped his mouth open and tried to yank something out from inside? What is he talking about? Does he look like in Beetlejuice when like they're trying to make scary faces? And he pulls his tongue out? Is that what he's describing here? I don't know. I've seen Alota, A-L-O-T-T-A, Alota, messed up ways to kill a person, but this is rather strange. I don't really think any normal person would do this. Sorry, wait a minute. I'll be honest, I don't think a normal person would do a murder. Derek? The cop present at the crime scene told us that the kid was like this for 2 days and his parents just discovered his body and called us this morning. What's really weird about this is that there's a badly made cut on his chest that's shaped like the number 1. You mean a line? You mean a single line? Chelsea told me she found a possible clue to the murder. She showed us that the victim owned a computer. The computer is badly burnt and wrecked. Both me and Chelsea have a theory to this. Either the killer destroyed the computer or the victim did it himself. Either way, we sent it to the station for research. No, like the one with the bass? I mean... I like to imagine they spelled out O-N-E. All right, the guys from the lab have their report. Oh, 6:10 p.m. What? Wait a minute. 2:30 p.m. 6:10 p.m. You moved the body to forensics and got lab results back in 4 hours? Okay. The guys from the lab have their report. They told us the computer's wrecked from inside and out. What? Wait a minute. Inside and out. And what I mean by that is that everything that was on this kid's computer is completely deleted, while at the same time the computer got destroyed. The only thing that seems to still be in the computer is some data for a computer game called Sonic. Dot .exe. Gotta go fast, I guess. We did an autopsy on the computer. 4:30 p.m., November 11th, 2011. Then it's not destroyed? Or deleted. I don't know. It's weird. A couple more murders these last few weeks. All the same killing method. Dead bodies, torn open mouths, destroyed computers. The more recent killings are looking less messy, as if the killer is being more careful with tearing out whatever he's tearing out from inside these victims' bodies. What does that mean? Is there anything missing from the body? And if not, then what are you talking about? My brain hurts fun. How is this worse than the first one? There are also cuts on these victims' chests that seem to be in numerical order. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I think they... Okay. I don't want to give writing advice to the person writing Sonic.exe round 2. However, you missed a trick here because it should have gone 1, 2, 3, and then and Knuckles. Obviously. Okay? Get on that. And then I guess 4 episode 1, 4 episode 2, or whatever. Unless you want to start going like adventure, and then adventure 2.
It's a good thing he stopped at 6, because I heard a really horrifying tale where 7, 8, 9.
Good one, Smebble. That was good. Oh, wait a minute. We get some real detective work here. The killer seems to be keeping count of all the people he's killing. Yeah, no shit. 8:30 p.m. Had dinner. Both me and Chelsea are brainstorming with what's been going on. It's really strange, the fact that computers are getting destroyed every time there's a murder victim, and we find that there's some old data from the same game. Sonic.exe. You know, that name reminds me of all the times me and Chelsea played some of our old Sonic the Hedgehog video games. Oh, I remember when we used to play Sonic Heroes. She always liked playing Rouge the Bat, and I always liked playing as Vector. But it's weird. What is a Sonic game, a possibly fan-made one at that, got to do with all these killings? Hang on a sec. I need to type something in here real quick. Hang on a sec.
21 kills. Sonic needs to find the receiver of wisdom to birth God or something.
He's got 10 kills on the board right now. He just wiped out Tomato Town. Police detective is like 14 years old. Okay, so, I just looked it up. Sonic Heroes came out in 2003. So that's 8 years before this happened. I guess that's a long enough time period, right? If this diary is being written in 2011. Fang, Bean, and Bark need to come back in the remaster. Oh, for real now. Activates my fight or flight. Yeah, that's fair. 2:45 p.m., December 2nd, 2011. Another murder. Big surprise there. But now both me and Chelsea agree that all these murders are connected with that game. Maybe the killer made it as his calling card. The chief told us not to worry so much about a simple video game and just stick with what's going on with the murders. 6:30 p.m. Autopsy came in again. Again. It's like 2:45 to 6:30 p.m. How long do they think an autopsy takes? Autopsy came in again. The doctors told us that aside from the wounds from the chest and mouth, the victims don't seem to show any signs of a murder or a struggle. Sorry, what? Wait. What? The wounds from the chest and mouth, the victims don't seem to show any signs of a murder or a struggle. In fact, as baffling as it seems, all the victims appear to be in perfect health, apart from the fact that they're dead. Dead is in quotes. Oh God. Cause of death. Dead. Apart from the death, they're perfectly healthy. Oh, and also their mouths are ripped open and something was ripped out from inside and they have a big cut on their chest and the name in the shape of a number. You know. But other than that, perfect. Like, Oh, and then the next paragraph starts with, I air checked the word dead. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You just put it in quotes. You're writing it. You're not you're not Dr. Evil over here, okay? Okay. I air checked the word dead because that's where the report came out really disturbing. The doctor stated, wait a minute. Wait, what? Wait, the doctor stated that they're all in what appears to be a persistent vegetative state, meaning that these people are in fact still alive. Their brains and hearts are still working, but they're all in an empty, dead-like state, as if something robbed them of their minds or sense of self. What? You did an autopsy. Oh, that's why the reports came back so fast. They weren't dead. Okay, so what? So they're not murders then.
Looks to me like this was natural causes. Natural causes? You can't live
without a spinal cord. Ain't nothing unnatural about that. More pie, Sheriff? Don't mind if I do. Oh, God. They're still alive. It's not even a murder case anymore. What? Chelsea stated that it was probably one of the freakiest things she's seen in her days as my partner, and I don't blame her. Who would be capable of actually stealing people's senses of self? It's like the devil is handpicking innocent people and robbing them of their souls for eternal damnation. That's quite a leap of logic, wouldn't you say? It's still a murder case, it's just the murderer is also the coroner. Oh my God. 5:42 p.m., December 14th, 2011. You'd think would mention this earlier? Where did they get from autopsy report, turns out they're not dead, they're just in a coma, to it's like the devil has stolen their souls? Like, what? I feel like there should be a bridge between these conceits. Chelsea has been acting strange lately. She seems quieter at work, and whenever we go home, she goes back into her room. I'm guessing she's just as determined to learning more about this case as I am. If she's onto something, I hope she lets me know knows first before we make it official. After all, we are a team. Does the siblings live together? It's weird. That's weird. They probably just live at their parents' place. They just live with their parents still. I'm imagining like 9-year-olds dressed up in like Halloween police uniforms. They just go home and pop on the GameCube and start playing Sonic Heroes. 2 p.m., December 19th, 2011. Chelsea didn't go to work with me. Said she wasn't feeling well. I'm starting to get a little worried for her. Ever since we took this case, she's been acting rather odd. I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting. Boss told me not to worry about... Oh shit, this is a Metal Gear crossover. Aquapunk! Thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers. How are you? I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting. Boss told me not to worry about it. And maybe just look into what she was researching on. I might do that. Metal Gear. Also, several news people worship it. Several news about people. What? Wait, what? Mac the Cardinal, thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers. How are you? Also, several news about people worshiping this guy recently. Calls himself X. I swear, the things kids will be into nowadays. Cult-like worship is lit, fam. Sonic is on fleek. I guess. They're planking to Sonic.exe. He's making them do the Harlem Shake. I'm with it. I'm hip. 9:30 p.m., December 24th, 2011. Almost time for Christmas, though I don't know if I should celebrate. God. Chelsea's been shut up in her room for almost every day, not responding to me. I hope she's all right. Anyways. Oh my goodness. Aquapunk! How are you? Thank you so much for the raid. My goodness. Don't die, Ignis. Thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers. The clock jumped. Did it? Oh no. How are y'all doing today? It's so good to see ya. Wiggle raid. I hope you don't get too spooked. We're reading some scary stories. And raising money for Trans Lifeline. Aquapunk, I think, is also part of the marathon, if that's right. I think I missed your stream. I'm sorry. Wiggling in fear over here. Oh, yeah. I'm quaking in my boots. My bones are chilled and my spine is tingled. Diverse Arts and is in the relay. Rad. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for bringing your friends by. Oh my gosh. Tonight's spooky story is Sonic.exe Round 2. And it's even more terrifying than the first. By which I mean the grammar's kind of not as good. Shockingly. Chelsea's been shut up in her room almost every day. Not responding to me. I hope she's all right. Anyways, I've been looking into Chelsea's work, and I think she might have found something. Is that the first anyways we've gotten in this one? Was playing Helldivers with the Polycule. Oh, that sounds fun. Oh my gosh. Apparently the killer must be going after anyone who plays the Sonic.exe game. And once you've played the game, the killer tracks them down, kills them, and keeps count by carving numbers onto their chest. But what about the fact that almost every victim looks as though they had their soul sucked right out of them? The narrator here is really trying to convince us that there's a soul-sucking thing going on. They're like, oh, it looks like something's been torn out from inside. But I don't know how you, like, leave forensic evidence of that. You know what I mean? What does that look like? You haven't heard a single FF6 reference? Yeah, not yet. Not yet. We might hear the laugh later, though. Mr. Dot Exe has not shown up in the story yet. Wait a minute. I just remembered something. A few days ago, Chelsea came home from the store and went back into her room. She said she found a new game. Oh my God. Chelsea! He wrote that in his diary. He didn't just get up from the table. Like, he sat there writing that. Oh my God, Chelsea! And then he went to check on her. That's pretty good. That's pretty fun. Might end up in a dead-like state. Scotty, how you doing? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the raid. We're, reading Sonic.exe tonight. Proteus. Ooh. Playing sexy Proteus. That sounds like fun. 12:32 a.m. And then it says parenthetically, which I'm assuming is like an editor's note. The writing is a bit sloppy and there are tears splotched here and there. ... Chelsea's dead. ... She found the game. ... Oh my god, why? ... I really like the conceit that this is all written in the diary. This is really funny. Is she dead or is she in a coma? She got her soul sucked out, apparently. 4:50 a.m., December 25th, 2011. Hey, Merry Christmas. Dude must be amazing on social media. You would not believe this guy. He's just posting through it. I called the guys back at the station to help me move Chelsea. ... Oh God, why? Why her? Did the killer found out and tried to cover his tracks? No, it doesn't look like anything was taken or destroyed. Well, except for the computer. And the game is still here. I wanted to keep it to find out why this had happened, but the chief demanded I hand it over to him. The way he asked for it was really odd. It's as if he doesn't want me to do anything to this game disc. The funeral for my sister will be prepared in a few days. I can't believe that Chelsea, my own sister, is gone. When I find out who killed her, I'm gonna make sure he pays dearly. Probably supposed to be in the styling of SA2. Oh God. Oh, maybe. Also, holy shit, she died on Christmas and he's like, oh yeah, the funeral's in a couple days. You kidding me? Aren't you the one who's fuck it. Like I said, they probably just live with their parents and their parents are arranging all that. Cool. 4:50 p.m., December 28th, 2011. Came back from the funeral. What? Three days? It took 3 days to go from autopsy to funeral in an active murder case? No! What? They do things fast in this town. No kidding. Holy crap. The department is probably taking care of it. You know what? That makes more sense. But... What? Like, there's an active investigation going on, and they're just like, yeah, that's fine. Just have a funeral. It's whatever. Put it in the ground. I love burying evidence. A woman came to me at the funeral party. Her name is Shannon Goldman, and she was supposedly a representative for the cult of X, as she called it. She told me she was sorry for my loss and pulled out some weird religious crap about X wishing me a happier year. Seriously? Who is this X guy anyway? Oh, yeah. Funeral party. Funeral party? Funeral party. Okay. She told me that soon X will make things better for the whole world, which pretty much ended the conversation right there. That woman is crazy. They mean awake? assume? Maybe? I don't know. I think she's actually just, I'm imagining her coming up to him in the funeral, and she's just, the villain from Food Fight. Like the Brand X guy, and she just walks up to him in that really weird walk. Oh god, I don't know. She might have hated... Wait. She might have been hated. Would explain the rapid procedure of burying a still alive person? True. Goldman, like, come on. Maybe she's related to Goldberg, the wrestler. I don't know. Anyways, more news about the cult of X. Oh, another anyways. Doing more crazy stuff. Wow. Whoever this X guy is, he's making as much an impact on the public as the killer is. Oh... TFK365, thank you so much for the $50. Oh my gosh. Thank you. That's so generous of you. X really gave it to them. Goddamn. It really makes you think. I wonder who this killer is. 2:20 p.m., January 2nd, 2012. Another murder. Jesus, this guy never has a break with this, does he? Man, give it a break. This is like the 22nd killing. What is he trying to gain from killing all these people? And how the hell is he getting away with it so goddamn easily? I gotta know what it is Chelsea was finding. She was onto something, I just know it. Maybe if I look around in her room, I might find a clue. 5:30 p.m. Well, whatever Chelsea found, she left a lot of good clues for me. The computer isn't entirely broken. In fact, it seems like it only got beat up a few times. But still, surprisingly working like new. What? So the people aren't dead and the computers aren't destroyed. What is happening?
A friend about doing movie nights and accidentally typed, "Yeah, me too. I'm down for murder nights. Thanks, bud."
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm down for murder nights. But still surprisingly working like new. I'm actually surprised I didn't see it like this that night. But then again, if you lost someone you love, you too would lose sight of very important details surrounding you. They didn't even impound this as evidence. Her computer wasn't even taken as evidence. They just moved the body out and then put her in the ground. Damn, they move fast in this town. We got another anyways. Anyways, I check the computer, and there's an icon for the Sonic.exe game on her desktop. My god, how the hell did Chelsea even get this? I guess it doesn't really matter. What's really important is that I found her notes. What I found in her notes. Apparently, Chelsea was terrified of this game. Something from the game scared the crap out of her. Crap is in all caps. In fact, according to what she wrote down, she made it seem like the game is cursed or something. But that can't be the case. There's no way a computer game would harm anyone. Right? ... right? Question mark? Ta-da! I thought they were in comas and not really dead. He buried his comatose sister? I guess? I don't know. It seems a little inconsistent, doesn't it? 7:12 a.m., January 3rd, 2012. Okay, I changed my mind. Maybe there is something spooky about the game after all. Last night I had a dream. No. A nightmare, more like. I remember it well. I was trapped in darkness. All was quiet except someone was laughing and talking to me. I assume. I kept having visions of Sonic the Hedgehog, smiling and appearing all around me as he talked to me. He told me to play the game over and over again, each time sounding more impatient. When he got to my face and yelled, "Play it!" that's when I woke up with a fright. Why would Sonic want me to play a game that possibly killed my sister? That's the question I'm asking after waking up from that dream. 3:30 p.m. Another murder, number 24. And the cult of X seems to be pestering the public more and more. What's their deal? Don't they realize there's a killer on the loose? ... Wait a minute. ... What if this X weirdo is the killer? It would make sense. Ever since these murders started, this cult has been hanging around, recruiting more and more people. And this X character they're worshipping, who is he? Why is it that the cult even started after several murders have taken place? I looked over Chelsea's notes again and she seemed to agree with me. Apparently, X has something to do with the Sonic.exe game. Did he make the game? Is he somehow got a hold of it and thought, hey, if I kill people with this game, people will like me? If what X is doing is real, then something is seriously wrong here. What? People will like me? 6:30 p.m. I do like that there's a very high school level understanding of why someone would commit a murder. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. The chief of police came over to my apartment a while ago and told me that the investigation may be too much for me to handle, and he said I was off the case. What the hell? I mean, your sister got murdered. Yeah, you'd be off the case. That's a conflict of interest immediately. Yeah. Of course you're off the fucking case. I've practically found, one word, a lot of evidence for it, but he practically told me that I shouldn't continue on. He also said that Chelsea would have wanted me to quit with this after what happened. Bullshit! Whatever. I'm not going to let some fathead stop me from solving this case. I am going to find out who X really is, why he's doing all this, and I'm going to turn him in. I'm a lone wolf cop on the edge who plays by his own rules. 5 p.m., February 8th, 2012. More murders. We're up to 28 now. The boss contacts me about it every now and then, behind the chief's back. Wait, there's a chief and a boss. What? So who's the... what? Oh, whatever. He told me that whoever is causing all these murders is one smart son of a bitch. I can't really blame him. As much as I hate to admit it, I have to give X credit for being able to kill 28 people so far. No, you do not under any circumstances gotta hand it to him. Okay. my god. But he's not gonna get away with it. Anyways, I've looked over Chelsea's notes again. And what she wrote down before she got attacked was very odd. Nonsensical stuff about a Sonic plushie always watching her, spying on her. Oh no, the plushie. Oh, I never saw a Sonic doll in the apartment. Then again, I never questioned my sister's sanity. She was always the smart one in things, and it just pains me to realize how broken she was just before she died. I didn't tell the boss about X or Chelsea's notes. I know he won't believe me. Nobody will. I guess if you have to solve a case, you have to do it yourself. 8:30 p.m. Someone sent me a friend request on Skype. He calls himself Cole. He said he can help me with this case, but only if I can trust him. I really don't have a choice. I'm willing to do anything to put an end to this. Anyways. Cole told me that I first have to get files of all the victims in the Sonic.exe murders. That's what the news is starting to call them now, that the police has confirmed the old game data in the computers as evidence. Let's call him Cole, just for now. Let's call him that for now. Later on tonight, I'm gonna pay the station a little visit. By which he means break in and steal police files on an ongoing investigation. Cool. I need a water real quick. Let me put y'all on break and I will be right back, okay?
Everyone hydrate. Exasperation makes you dry.
Hello and welcome back. How are y'all? You know what? I think I like Sonic.exe 2 more. Because I feel like it's written I feel like the first one was written like describing a horrific situation that happened to some guy and then he died, I guess.
Administration brings Sonic the Hedgehog to justice.
Right? And it's kind of just describing scenes that were spooky in the video game. Kyle and then Tom, yeah. And this one's written like it's actually supposed to be written, you know? So I don't know. I think the framing device works better. It's not a better story, but like, you know. Should we add this to another timeline? Oh, to the Sonic timeline? Oh, God. Maybe. Jesus, what a close call. I just made it back from the station. I managed to grab all the files and had a run-in with the chief. He asked me what I was doing back in the station. I lied and told him that I had to pick up a few things from my office. Decided to take some time off. Thankfully, he believed me, but it's strange. The way he talked to me sounded like he didn't believe me in the slightest. Anyways, I got the files just like Cole asked. I told Cole that all of the victims had the same occurrences. All of them were in a dead-like state, as if their souls were taken out. That they were all numbered, and that each computer the victims had were somehow destroyed and had Sonic.exe inside the hard drives. It's more plot hole than plot. True. Cole said that there's a reason why all the victims had Sonic.exe in their computers. And boy, did I not like the answer. Okay, so I think the problem with this one is that none of these people talk like they're adults. That's the thing I really like about it. I imagine that this is all like kids in oversized costumes acting it out. Like they're grown-ups. It's like a middle school play version of CSI. The cult of X is involved.
Versus Sonic the Hedgehog.
Chaos Dragon, thank you for the raid. How's it going? We are... Oh, man. Easter Calbit. Oh. Enjoy Egg Day. We are raising money for Trans Day of Visibility tomorrow. Raising money for Trans Lifeline. And reading some spooky stories. So, I guess settle on in. It's Sonic.exe round 2. The cult of X is involved. Their members, after someone gets killed, steals the game disc the victim had at the time and hides it away for a while until it shows up later at a random place to easily obtain it. These random locations could be anything: a game store, a pawn shop, the black market, eBay, Craigslist, random yet seemingly harmless deliveries. Anywhere that involves buying stuff. Captain Sam, thank you for the follow, my fur and whiskers. How are you? That way, when the next potential victim finds it, he or she becomes the new owner of the Sonic.exe game until X comes to kill them, and then a member of the cult comes to steal away the game disc again. And thus the cycle begins anew. I asked Cole why the cult is even doing this, and he told me that X, the bastard, is clearly some sort of holy figure to the cult, and they will do whatever it takes to be on his good side. What does they see in X anyhow? Why is it they like him so much that they're willing to be accomplices to murder? Or better yet, what kind of power does X have to strike so much terror into people, they'll do whatever he says? Oh no. I'm looking through the next part of this, and it's, He plays the game, and it's a long description of him playing the game. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. That's one way to add filler. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The thing I like about this is, okay, so there's a part later on here when they talk about some of the other murders that took place, and they mention Tom, And they also mention Kyle. So is Kyle his real name or what? Because they mention the name Kyle from, like, the police reports. And it's like... Is it or isn't it? 3:30 p.m., March 1st, 2012. I couldn't hold myself any longer. I had to know what Chelsea found in that game. So I played it. You can get through the silly nonsense. Do it for charity. We believe in you. Well, I've got 10 minutes and then I have to rate Zoomy. Because we got a whole charity marathon going. So I'm baton passing to the next one. It started off pretty basic with the classic Sonic the Hedgehog title screen. Until I started it. Sonic. His eyes had gone black and there were glowing dots staring at me. Anyways, when I got on the character selection screen, yes, this game apparently has one, I was shown the character lineup. Shadow, Sally, and Rouge. They put Sally in a video game. No? I'm going, no. Rouge was Chelsea's favorite character. I chose not to play as her, out of respect for Chelsea. Out of respect for the dead, I will not play as Big Titty Rouge the Bat. I'm going to play as Shadow instead. That laugh. It sounded just like the laugh Sonic made in that dream I had. Like Sally Acorn? The very same. The very same. The game started with a level title called Let's Play. Oh my god. It's a Sonic the Hedgehog Let's Play. Oh. The horror. Oh my gosh. Oh, sick. Something awful subforum. Let's play. Let's go. And I was shown Shadow standing in what appears to be a hallway of mirrors, with a faint echoing sound of a piano playing a calm melody in the distance. I had Shadow walk down the hall, and every time he walked past a mirror, I was introduced to a more twisted, messed up version of himself in the mirror. His reflection's red markings were oozing red, as if he was bleeding, and his eyes were bloodshot to the point to where they were red, bleeding and pulsating, and he had probably the most psychotic grin on his face. It's like I was looking at a walking fountain of blood. Everything's red. It's all red. But is it hyper-realistic? I had Shadow walk past the last mirror and the music stopped. Shadow was now walking down an empty, quiet hallway. I had this growing sense of dread in my stomach. And then Shadow stopped at one more mirror. He stopped right at it, showing his weird bleeding reflection. And then that laugh came again. And I saw that the real Shadow was slowly transforming into his reflection, bleeding and smiling. What the hell kind of game is this? Is it possible for Shadow to be a much darker version of himself? Possibly. Possibly. He's like, go ahead and try to see through me. Do it if you dare. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I am. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Do it, do it, do it, do it. And then Sonic appeared with those black and red eyes, red tears coming down his face. He smiled as he looked at Shadow, And then the screen went black. And then came a message on the screen. It's not the outside that's important. It's who you are on the inside that really intrigues me. Yeah, that's Mephiles? Oh yeah, that does sound like Mephiles. Yeah. When it came back to the level, Shadow was sitting on the floor, cradling it. In a half-fetal position like a child, just grinning that freaky grin. Then Sonic smiled as he looked at me. Then he lunged at Shadow, the screen going black with a loud pixelated screeching noise. More pixelated sounds. Gah! I still feel as if I can still hear it ringing in my ears. That laugh came again, and another message. You're learning more about this better than anyone, aren't you, Derek? What the fuck? How the hell does this game know me? That doesn't make any sense. My dude, it uses your Steam username. Fuck's sake. It brought me back to the main menu, and I saw that Shadow was now in one of those TV screens, looking as he did earlier, looking rather mindlessly happy. I had to turn the game off. My head hurt so much from all this. Was this what Chelsea found? A haunted computer game? And now some guy is using this as an excuse to kill people just to gain a cult. I just don't get it. Why is all of this happening? Who is X? Who is X? Who is X? Sonic? It was in like all caps. And why did he give it to them? I think we might have to leave it there for now. Sadly. I think we made it almost halfway through this thing. Maybe a little more than half. I really like some of the later parts where this introduces some stupid lore. Angst Milk, thank you so much for the heckin' follow, my fur and whiskers. And Queen Clover, thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh. This was a lot of fun. Sonic.exe is, it's such a time, isn't it? It's such a thing. Oh, the weeb stuff. Oh, the weeb stuff. Oh, thank you, Angst. Oh my goodness. By the way, if y'all are at all curious, I'm going to be rating Zoomy in just a minute. Y'all are going to love her. Zoomy's great. I have a heckin' YouTube channel now. There should be a new video going live on there pretty soon. I got the rough cut already, and we're just doing notes. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, thank you. Also, I didn't get to talk about it at all, but I'm heckin' proud of... We did a Sonic timeline on stream a while back, where I put all of the Sonic media into a single continuity. Right, I put all of it. I put all of it into a timeline. Wait, what? Yeah, I know. Oh my goodness. Clover, thank you for the heckin' raid. Y'all so sweet. Oh my goodness. Welcome on in, raiders. Gosh. Zixky, thank you so much for the $10. Oh my gosh. How's it going, y'all? I am we are doing part of a trans lifeline charity marathon going on. I have been reading Sonic.exe all night, and I am about to raid off to the next part of this charity marathon that's going on all the way through Trans Day of Visibility, which is tomorrow. Sax, thank you so much for the heckin' follow. Love your model so much. Oh, thank you. My goodness. Let me move back to my rabbit hole. Here we go. Yeah, that's better. How is JFK connected to Sonic? That's a good question. The answer to that is there is two different Sonic continuities that involve references to the JFK assassination. The Sonic Archie comics and the British Fleetway comic series both reference the JFK assassination for some reason. So the Sonic timeline had to include include that. Where is, hang on, how do I move this? There we go. Yeah, I had to put that in there. My favorite part of the timeline, though, I think, is the one that splits off into Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Which leads us to Space Channel 5. Which also has Michael Jackson in it. Which is clearly taking place concurrently with Sonic Colors. Of course. I also had to fit in the Sonic Bible. Yes. Yes, of course. But I can explain this fully another time. Space Michael is a completely different person. I mean, they're related. Oh, and of course, the Angry Video, or the Nostalgia Critic has to be in here. That's the Nostalgia Critic timeline. Right. Alright, I'm gonna rage y'all over to Zoomy. Y'all have just the best night. Y'all so heckin' sweet. Hang on just a second. There we go. Ah. Alright, y'all have such a good night. Have such a good time with Zoomy. Go say hi for me. And remember that we're raising money for Trans Lifeline. It's for a super good cause. So, you know, if you got some extra, donations super appreciated. Y'all have a heckin' great time. I'll be back myself on Tuesday playing some more Wrath of the Gods, a 1994 point and click FMV game. It's a mess. Have a good night, y'all. Goodbye.